Hey, everybody. It's Mark Schultz here with Digital Aircraft, and I'm here with Larry Little for the first time in quite some time.
It's good to see you again, Mark.
Yeah, I know. It's probably been about a year since we've done a broadcast, hasn't it?
Exactly.
Something like that, maybe? I don't know. But for those of you that have been longtime followers of Digital Aircraft, you know that Larry and I have been working together for many years now. And hey, you've probably been watching, maybe there's been too many, I don't know, but you've probably been watching lots of interviews on our LinkedIn channel here over the last 3 days. But the reason is that I've been hanging out here at the Aerospace and Defense Supplier Summit Seattle, which is an event which is designed to bring aerospace companies together and to be able to find opportunities to be able to do business with OEMs.
You know, Larry, one thing that's impressive here, Mark, it's not just U.S. companies. I mean, this is companies, suppliers from around the world.
Yeah.
Italy, France, Canada. I mean, it's just really impressive to see the scope of the suppliers that are here.
It really is. And, you know, Larry and I both worked at Boeing. And Larry, you know, it's difficult for people to navigate, you know, a company like Boeing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I know that one of the things I learned, you know, going into Boeing is that you don't know who to talk to. And so I think an event like this, you know, provides an opportunity for, you know, companies to basically connect with buyers at Boeing and other OEMs where it'd be difficult to find the right person to talk to.
We all deal in our daily lives with supply chain issues today, right?
Yeah.
And I think a venue like this really gives you the chance to see that people are working hard to break down those supply chain issues that we deal with every day.
Yep. And listen, I know I've said that, you know, a couple dozen times over the last 3 days, but let me just talk a little bit about Larry and I and our business and why I'm even involved in doing this. You know, we have a business where we really focus on three things, right? We focus on digital transformation. Both Larry and I are passionate about digital transformation. Larry,
the reason we're passionate about it is because we've done it
for so long.
We've done it, and we've seen kind of the success, and we've seen the light in people's eyes and the excitement in people's eyes when they understand they can run their business more efficiently.
Right. And when you were at Boeing, you know, you were doing some pretty amazing things. What was the organization that you were running at Boeing?
Yeah, I was part of the Boeing Global Services, and we were developing software to help mechanics and engineers maintain the airplane more efficiently. I really believe we were some groundbreaking technology around a product called Maintenance Performance Toolbox.
No, really, it was really very significant in the industry. Used all, you know, on all the new aircraft coming out, you know, at this point in time. But anyway, you know, that's where our history comes from, and so we're really passionate, you know, about doing that. And so, you know, we help companies to implement digital transformation, to understand what their IT portfolios are and what their needs are and what solutions are out there in the marketplace. You know,
and I would say one of the things, you know, with that, Mark, is helping people understand the value. I think that's the thing that people,
business cases, value, what they can do. Yeah. And you know, between Larry and I, I've done, you know, over 500 interviews. You know, live interviews, and a lot of them been with companies that I'm just trying to understand their products and services. And so we really have a pretty broad understanding of what's out there in the marketplace, and have done actual implementations in hundreds of companies. And so really digital transformation and implementation, selection of products and things like that.
Right.
Second of all, we do a lot of contract sales and marketing, and it kind of just evolved into that because people came to me and they said, hey, you know a lot about these products, you know, couldn't you help me to be able to sell my product at my company? So if you're sitting out there and you're saying, hey, you know, I'd like to get somebody to help me to sell my product, you know, this is an opportunity. Maybe we could connect and we could talk about helping you to get your voice out there.
You know, Mark, one thing we've had both you and I have had the opportunity to do is really take an idea and take it all the way from an idea to a successful business. You know, from my time at Boeing, you know, an idea to a $30 million business, and I know you've done similar things. And it takes innovation and it takes sales and marketing to make that happen.
Yep, exactly. So, you know, we have a lot of people reach out to us and ask us to help them, you know, to do that. And so we help people to do that. And then the third thing I tell people that we do is mergers and acquisitions. And what that really comes down to is I've been helping people to either acquire companies or to sell companies or to get equity, you know, to be able to help their business to grow. And those are really three areas that we focused on. Now, you say, why am I bringing all this up right now? Because we have all this social media that we're doing. And people see me on social media and they say, wow, this guy does social media. Okay, well, I do social media because I try to use it as a means to get our message out. That's what I try to do. You know, and so I do have people come to me and say, will you help us with our social media? And so we actually have been doing some of that, you know, as well. But I want to say that we leverage things like that to be able to create success in the core baseline business is what we really do.
Mark, you mentioned the second piece is sales and marketing.
Yeah.
And in today's world, you have to be good at social media to get an effective message out there. I mean, people are expecting to go to YouTube and to go to LinkedIn to learn and to see what's out there.
Right. Well, let me say a couple things about digital, though, because Larry and I love to talk about digital, and Larry and I have developed what we believe to be 4 core pillars of digital transformation, and we start out by saying they're people, processes, technology, belief. The first one is belief. You have to believe in what you're doing, people, processes, and technology. That's really what we say are the 4 pillars. And maybe I'll just say something about the first one, is that one of the key factors to success in digital transformation is believing that what you're doing is something that's like a permanent change. It's not saying, let's try this out and see if this will work and then throw it by the wayside and go to something else. But we've all learned in the last couple of years that our businesses are going digital. And so having an absolute resolute belief, that we're going to do something that's going to be successful is a critical element of successfully doing digital transformation.
But before you go for belief, you can't give up.
No,
right?
you can't.
I mean, that's a big piece.
No.
You say belief. Sometimes I say commitment.
Yeah,
but
commitment.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
And you have to keep that belief and keep going at it to be successful.
Right. And then I go to people.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what I mean by that, and then I'll ask you what you mean by that, Larry. Is that people, meaning that I leverage the people around me. I say I have to not try to do all this on my own. Larry, when you were running organizations at Boeing, of course, you didn't do everything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I would just say this, Mark, I saw a survey on LinkedIn not too long ago, and it was asking about digital transformation and what are the most important things about digital transformation? Is it technology? Is it data? And to me, it's people. You have to get people to buy in. They're going to lead the change, and it is a change, and it is a change management process. But you have to have the people enthused about it. They have to understand that what's in it for them.
Yeah, so we can break people down into change management and people being mentally engaged and the experience that we get from people. Like I say that, you can probably do this on your own. You can spend 40 years trying to figure it out, Or maybe you can go to somebody who's done it before, people, or you can go to a consultant, or you can go to a vendor, or you can go to the OEM, or somebody that's done this before, and you can leverage the knowledge of the people in that organization and put that together, the experience to be able to create success.
Right,
so we say believing that it can happen, people need to be engaged, and then process, Right. And Larry, I know that you're a big person on, process has to be something that we iron out.
I mean, we spend a lot of time looking at the as-is and the to-be processes.
Yeah.
And that's important to be able to leverage, the leadership and to leverage the people and to leverage the technology. You have to look at the processes, and you probably do have to do some redesign of the processes to make an improvement across the value stream.
We did that a lot at Boeing, where like if we were implementing a new aircraft, like putting a 787 into service, you have certain manual processes that might exist if you're running an older 737 or a 747, and when you introduced new technology, which is pillar number 4, all right, you had to relook at the processes because you can't do the same process when you have new technology. And so what I do is I look at the synergies between process and between technology and say those two play into each other. You look at the current business process. If I introduce technology, how does it change? And then how does that change the business process? So we don't go out and just buy technology and then figure out what to do with it.
Right.
We say, what is the business process that we're trying to impact? We look at what is the now condition. We implement the technology, and then we redo to be able to create the optimum, the optimization of the situation.
And Mark, around processes, people really get hung up a lot around, well, where do I start? This problem is so big, where do I start?
Yeah.
And, one thing we like to say, and this is one that I brought from Boeing, is think big, start small, go fast.
Yeah, really is. And let me add to that is that I also like to tell people is that, look, you don't have to have it all figured out.
Exactly.
All right? You don't.
Yeah.
And what you need to do is you need to have basically a picture or a big vision of the future and start to begin to put the pieces together, one piece at a time. All right. You don't have to know exactly the path you're going on, because what happens is things change along the way.
Along the way.
You learn along the way, and you make adjustments and make changes. Yeah. And people, people will find that the risk gets minimized, it gets reduced, if we operate in these ways. And so if we focus on, these core pillars really of digital transformation.
Hey, Mark, talk a little bit more about technology, because I know you and I've had this discussion about how do I buy? Do I go out and buy a bunch of iPads, or how does it work around the technology?
No, that's really a good point. So I don't mean to diminish technology, because when we're talking about digital transformation, people say, well, digital, that means we have to go buy software and we have to buy hardware, right?
Right.
But really what it is, it's all these things coming together. And there is a process that we have to go through to be able to look at, okay, where are we going to get the most value, in changing a business process? What are the business processes that are maybe the biggest pain points? And then we begin to look around us at maybe software or hardware or technology that can be implemented to be able to solve those problems.
Right.
Yeah, and then in the end, we have this collective group of things that we're doing to be able to create, full digital transformation is what it really is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, listen, I really want to thank you for the last 3 days for spending some time and listening to the interviews that we've been doing. I wanted to make an offer that if you would like to be featured in an interview, in the future, just reach out to Larry or myself. Reach out to myself, Mark Schultz, on Digital Aircraft on LinkedIn. Reach out to Larry Little on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, on LinkedIn as well. And we'd be happy to engage with you and your company, whether to feature you and to get your voice out there. I tell people all the time, I've been saying it for days, is if nobody knows who you are, how can they buy your valuable products and services? If you have a passion for a company that you've created and things that you offer to the community, to the aviation aerospace community, and nobody knows who you are, how in the world can you make a difference in the world? Okay, you can't. All right. So reach out to us and let us help you to be able to do that. If you're interested in looking at your digital and your digital transformations, Larry and I have a business where we specifically focus on that, and we have associations with people, really all around the world, where we're helping people, to be able to effectively implement digital transformation.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, it's been really good getting back together with you.
Nice to see you
in a face-to-face setting. Yeah. And thanks for watching us and follow. And we try to, as frequently as possible, put out videos that can help people with strategies and tactics to be successful in the industry. And keep an eye on our LinkedIn channel. Follow us. And I hope that you'll be able to get some good information in the future. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Fair winds and following seas to you. Bye for now.